We are a group of USI students who are enrolled in business ethics, and we were given the task of coming up with a discussion that talked about disabilities in the workplace. And while we realize that there are many different types of disabilities that affect individuals who are trying to enter the workplace, such as sensory, emotional, and those that are non-visible, what we decided to talk on specifically was physical disabilities.
And to discuss this, we have one of our fellow classmates, Mr. Ben Trockman. Ben is with us to discuss the future of people with disabilities in the workplace.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ben Trockman, our special speaker for the day. I'm privileged to be here and to have this discussion with some great classmates of mine who decided to use me as their special guest. I believe I am qualified because in 2006 I was injured in a motocross accident that left me paralyzed from the neck down. And since that time, I've had to live life as a man with a disability. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but it's a different way of living. And now that I'm about to graduate from USI, I'm looking towards employment like the rest of us human beings out there, although we don't look forward to it. But there are a lot of issues regarding disability and employment, and we decided we'd have a discussion about it today. I have a lot of great people around to discuss some of these issues, and I look forward to posting our findings, our comments, and our brilliant insight on the YouTube world forever.
Okay, Ben, I was hoping to start off our discussion tonight with, what is your dream job?
You know, actually, although you may think that a person with a disability might think that their options are limited and that type of thing, you know, right now I'm about to graduate with a degree in public relations, and that's really kind of been my mainstay and my expertise. I've been working with a company, an organization here in Evansville, for a long time called Easter Seals. They're a nonprofit organization. I've really enjoyed my time serving as a representative on a local level and a national level for Easter Seals. You know, I enjoy advocating for people with disabilities, and I think it's a great thing. But my true passion is sports, and I really love to get into sports administration. I'm currently actually looking into master's degrees programs at the University of Louisville and Miami and many other places. So although you may think that one would be limited with their options, I still have a lot of great dreams, goals, and aspirations, and it just so happens to be about sports.
So Ben, with you having the dream of being in sports administration, do you think that you would be treated differently in that environment because of your disability?
You know, I don't think, you know, obviously with a disability and being in a wheelchair, I think that you're probably going to have to be treated a little bit differently. You know, my schedule and the way that my life works is not normal. I get up every morning with the assistance of 2 nurses. That's not normal. I have to use a voice recognition software for my computer for it to operate. That's not normal. But I feel as though I am as vocal, intelligent, maybe more so, than most all of my fellow classmates and hopefully future people that I work with. And so I think that, you know, it's hard to answer that question in a way of, you know, are you going to be treated differently? Because in some ways you have to be treated differently because I'm going to need help doing things. But getting into sports administration, the goal is baseball for me. That's my real passion. And I think, you know, on that level, you have to start with scouting players and doing things like that. And those are things that I can handle. Obviously, I'll have to have help doing that, people taking notes for me or whatever it may be, you know, driving somewhere to get somewhere. But I think that as a whole, people in this world are good. Their hearts are good, their minds are good. And I don't think in a negative way that I would be treated differently. I think only in a positive way I would be treated differently. And I really look forward to that experience. You know, I've been in college for 5 years now. Like most of us, you know, the 4-year plan really doesn't apply anymore. But, you know, I really think that finally getting to that level of employment will be it'll just be an awesome experience for me, because I worked so hard over the past few years just to get to this point. So I'm really looking forward to that. And like I said, when it comes down to it, I mean, you have to have a little bit of treatments that's different. But then again, I'm still a person, and I think a lot of people can see that. And so it goes both ways.
Okay. With that being said, what obstacles do you think you'll face in the workplace?
You know, that's a really good question, because it's something that I've actually been doing a lot of research on lately, because you know, getting ready to get into the workplace, you have to be prepared. It's not like not like everyone else, where things come as easily, where you just walk in every day, sit down at your desk, and leave at 5. Right now, I'm dealing with the issue of finding out that you can only, as a person with a disability, make so much money every year without losing services and benefits that are provided. Like right now, I have to have 2 nurses that come every morning to help get me up. Again, not something that your normal, everyday human has to do. But those services end up, after the year, end up totaling about $100,000. And that's quite a large amount of money that you don't really expect to make in your first years of employment. And if I make more than, according to the government as of right now, thank you, government, if I make more than about $15,000 a year, I will lose the ability to have those resources, that $100,000 worth of nursing services that would take me to work, that would help get me up in the morning, that would drive me around, things that I couldn't do. I would lose those because Medicaid and insurance would not pay for those. So that's kind of some obstacles that I'm currently thinking about and dealing with. Other than that, I mean, obviously, it's physical obstacles. And those are, I think, easily overcome because I've been dealing with it for a while. And again, you know, as I said earlier, I think that people, on average, are good. And they'll make exceptions, and they'll help. And they'll go out of their way to do something to help a person. And I think, you know, whether it be changing around the office so that I can get in correctly or whatever it may be, or hitting the elevator button, or saying, hey, you need a drink, or, you know, doing something like that. You know, I see those as little barriers. But right now, basically dealing with my payment is a big thing, especially when I kind of have the dream to move to a larger city with my baseball background, hopefully. And when moving to a larger city, obviously, you have to think about the cost of living in those larger cities and being able to pay for your house, your rent, or whatever it may be. So right now, I'd say just dealing with paying for things is going to be an obstacle, and finding the proper services for someone to be able to come and get me up every morning, because not a lot of communities, cities, and towns have those services readily available. And you know, I'm lucky right now to be in Evansville. You don't hear that a lot, folks. But we have some good services here that they provide. And hopefully, in my employment in the future, where, you know, I'm doing something very nice, and hopefully, happily, that we can find great services just like we have here.
Ben, after discussing all the obstacles that you face on your day-to-day activities, would you be kind enough to show us how you would use your computer on a daily activity?
you know, I think that I could be kind enough to show you how that works. Why don't we move to my room and I'll show you an example.
All right, we appreciate that.
Here we go.
Okay, so Ben, you have all this amazing equipment. Show me how this works.
It's amazing, isn't it? Let's check it out. Okay, so here we are at my computer. You're getting a close-up view right now. We're on the Google homepage. Now, if you look in the bottom right of the screen, we're going to scroll down to the bottom right with the camera. We're going to look down there. You see it? Now, there's a little yellow microphone that shows that I am talking right now, but it's not listening until I say, wake up. Stop listening. Now you can see whenever I say that wake up word that it will start listening to what I'm saying. So whenever I do this, wake up, open new tab, stop listening. I am now able to control the computer. So let's just say I want to write a great story here on Microsoft Word. Wake up. Open Microsoft Office Word. Maximize. Hello, YouTube friends, ellipsis. How are you today? Question mark. Stop listening. You can see that it's very easy for me to use voice recognition on my computer. Now I want to maybe close this window. Wake up. Close window. Don't save. Minimize. Stop listening. You can see it's very easy to navigate the computer. Now if you'll pan back over to me for a moment. Here's all our group. Oh, they're hiding. But, you know, it's an easy investment to put some money into having voice recognition software for someone who has a physical disability. As you can see, you know, I didn't show you a lot, but there's many things that I can do with this voice recognition software. And I think you just need to find an employer who's willing to invest the $100 in voice recognition software and to find a place where you can use software like this for someone in my position. I think it's very easy. Again, we all believe that there's good people in this world. And, you know, I've actually taught my classmates here a little bit about this voice recognition software, and I hope they're intrigued. Now they know. Now they know how I'm replying on Facebook with all those mean messages. But I wanted to give you a little background on how that worked. And obviously it was brought up in our discussion. Some members brought it up. And we're truly thinking of it. And there you have it. Bing.
We would like to thank Ben, our keynote speaker, and our audience. We hope that you all learned from today. I know that we did. It was very insightful. Ben, any more comments?
Yeah, no, I really appreciate the work of the team today. I think that we had some good discussion. I hope that just talking with you all, that you learned a little something about how disability can really not affect a person as much as you may think. And that people with disabilities can really do a lot of great things. And with that, to find more information, how are we going to find it?
If you guys have any more questions or you want to look up any more resources that we used in our research, you can look at the link below and it'll take you to our Facebook page where we'll have all of it provided for you.
Thanks!
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.